And hello, hello, hello. Hello, YouTube. What's happening? Let me get this other monitor turned off here so I'm not getting feedback. There we go. How's everybody doing? Let me grab chat, take a look at that. Oh, man. I've been having a fun day, I guess. I guess you could call it a fun day. I don't know. Some might not call it a fun day. You made it this time. Yay, Paul. Way to go. Good job. And thanks for coming in, buddy. I appreciate it. Move that over. I got to get this thing lined up here. I didn't have it quite lined up the way I like it. Goodness gracious. Lordy mercy. Bob, what are you talking about? Hello, Curtis. Welcome. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate you. I really do. Let's see, Jody. Let's do this. Let's see if we can kind of make a camera fade happen and make a mic hot and say hello, Lloyd.
Hi, Lloyd. Oh, hi, guys.
Ladies and gentlemen, the infamous legend in his own mind, the grumpy vlogger. Vote for him for president, by God.
Yeah, there you go. And we've got somebody watching tonight that this is their first time to actually see it live.
Yeah, well, maybe more than one. I know for sure Luann.
Well, there's a hello, Lon. There's somebody special, and they're actually watching in the other room over there. The first time Judy's got to see this show live because they just added YouTube to my Amazon Fire Stick, and I was able to bring it up. So she's in there watching it on the 55-inch TV.
Oh, is that right? Well, I wonder how it looks on a 55-inch TV.
Well, the clock looked good when I walked in there. But,
well, I'm going to say welcome to Luann, and yeah, that Nightbot, he'll get you if you put too many of them funny face things in the chat there. He'll get you. So that's what that's about. Don't let it bother you. It's all good. It's all good.
Now, guys, she can't read the chat, so I'll tell her about it afterwards. But Judy, in case you didn't know, several people have said hi to you. So. Are you sure the chat doesn't pop up? The chat. It would if I'd have, but as you could tell, I was running a day late and $1 short today. For some reason.
Well, I know on my phone, when I turn my phone sideways, it runs the chat over the top of the video feed.
Yeah, it would. I just needed to. She says, I want to watch it. Click. I got it done. Came in here, started my coffee, got in there, set it. And not only that, the reason I was late getting in is because vMix locked up on me. That was a first. So.
Really?
Wow. Yeah, it locked up on me, and I had to, because I had to change my output from what it was. But anyways.
Yeah.
Bob Casey saying, go away, Nightbot. Oh, Mel, notice?
Oh, look at there. You did change it. Yep.
Yeah. I just needed it. It just took me 30 seconds. Took me about 3 seconds on both of them. And that was it.
Well, hello, Miss Judy. Welcome to the show. We'll make it official that way. How's that?
There you go.
So Curtis is saying to turn your mic up, and I can't turn you up anymore. Yeah. So I'm not sure. I wish there was a way. Let me check something here.
Yeah. I can hear myself on the TV pretty good in there.
Well, compared to my volume, yours is a little low. So maybe mine's a little high. I don't know.
That's the noise gate.
What is Nightbot?
Oh.
What is Nightbot?
What is it? It's a program. Here, is this better?
Nightbot. Yeah, that's probably better. Let me go ahead and talk some more. And
Okay. Nightbot is a program that we run in the background, and it basically just follows whatever.
It's a spam
It
filter.
follows the chat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a spam filter, but it's a third party. It runs. Anybody can set up Nightbot for their shows. So, but yeah, I just had to increase the gain. So,
Hello,
I guess
Hugh.
everybody
Welcome.
can hear now.
Yeah.
Wow, Hugh, it's been a while.
Yeah. So Nightbot is a third party app that you can run on your YouTube channel that is a AI spam filter, and you can program it to pick up on certain things and so forth. And
Oh, you can program it to do
you can
dance
have
a
it
jig, I think, if you wanted to.
just about. Yeah, you can have it post links for you and all kinds of stuff. And I don't have it set up to do all that. I just have it set up to stop all those icon things from getting out of hand. That's about the only thing I got set up on there.
Yeah, yeah. But yeah. What else was I going to say? Oh, somebody brought it up. Rodney. He's in the hospital, right?
Yep, he went and had his treadmill, what do they call that test? Stress test?
Yeah, his
He went and had a
test.
stress
Yeah.
test and stuff yesterday, I believe, and tomorrow they're going to do a cath procedure on him. So
Yeah,
he gets
'cause I think,
he gets to visit a thing called a cath lab, which is what I used to deliver for GE. I used to deliver those things.
Okay.
That's-
Yeah, Lon, you're probably right. I just didn't bother setting it up. He said he just tested it, see if it works on the TV app. And, yeah, it's just, I was in a hurry.
Well, it may be there. I mean, she may be able to see it.
Yeah.
It might not have just showed
Yeah.
up by the
Well,
time you were looking at
There
it.
was a little icon over there popped up, and I didn't click it fast enough. I was like, here's the volume control. I'm out of here. I do that to her a lot. So, here. Leave her to fend for herself.
That's just mean.
She heard that too. She was laughing.
Oh boy. So
I'll pay for it later.
I hope Greg pops in because I have a question I want to get his thoughts on. That app that DJI advertised that is not available yet. It's nowhere to be
Right.
found. The phone to drone
Yeah.
app.
Yeah.
They said they
Yeah.
could implement that with a simple, I believe they even used the word simple, firmware update. Now, I know that to connect to a Wi-Fi network, you have to have the Wi-Fi signal from the network, and you have to have the password usually.
Yeah.
But if it's an open network, you don't need a password. You can just connect to it and receive the information from it. McDonald's,
Yeah, as long as
Starbucks,
it's,
all kinds of places.
Right. Yeah.
Run
all
an
of that
open
stuff, yeah.
run an open Wi-Fi. So what if this
That's why you
app
run a VPN on your phone.
what if this app that DJI is talking about does just that? Runs a single, separate, open Wi-Fi signal that is broadcasting, and if your phone is close enough, you can pick up the data that thing's putting out. If
Yeah,
it's not
I-
password protected, if it's an open Wi-Fi, then
Right.
it very well might
It's-
be drone to phone.
It might. Yeah. Yeah. There.
Is that
Greg
possible?
said something about. Yeah. But.
They don't call him grumpy
I'm sitting
because
here
he's
reading this
nice.
down. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, Lon knows.
Yeah.
I
Well-
actually, first Lon and I have had this thing back for a long time now, a year or two, and he and somebody else were having a back and forth, and they're popping off, and I kept, deleting their messages, and it was nothing. It was just, it got to be a game almost with Lon and I. And so one day he was seeing how far it could push me. I went click, and then I wrote up, "They don't call me grumpy for nothing."
Yep.
So that's where that comes from for the first.
Yeah. Well,
and it's been I like Lon, I really do.
It's kind of funny, you know, the information that you get from YouTube is kind of interesting sometimes. I was just going to go down the list of participants and say hello to everybody. The chat says there's 26 people watching. But when I go to the participant list, there's about 10.
Yeah.
Which
I ran into that problem.
Kind of interesting.
Yeah. I just did the same thing and ran into the same problem because we got you and Bob Casey Drone Shots, Grant, Jaybird Drones, Lon Dennard, Michael Blade, Nathaniel Lee, Palladian Scientist UFO Builder, and Tim Reddington. But I happen to know there's more than that in there.
Yeah. Jaybird, Michael Luann.
Ghost.
Yeah, Miko, and Jim from Above and Beyond Drones, your running mate. Curtis Dart. Jody from Drone Shots. Luann, I think, if she's still in here, she was, I know. My brother, Backwoods
Rick
Droner,
Albert.
I don't think he's listed on that thing. Oh, yeah, he is.
No.
See, now I got about 15 on it.
Lockwood.
And it's changing all the
Right.
while. Yep, Luann's still here.
Changing.
Welcome.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, that kind of gives you mixed information.
It does. I ran into that on Monday's show and meant to tell you about it and forgot to.
Oh, yeah?
You said, why didn't you click on it? I said, I did, but it didn't bring up everybody. That's, but
yeah,
it's only the mods that are counted.
No, I don't believe that's true.
No, because you were counted. No, you're on that participants list.
Jim, Curtis Dart, Grant, Jaybird, John F., Lon, Luann, Michael,
Hodges,
Miko,
Palladian
Nathaniel,
Scientist.
Phantom, Palladian, and Tim Reddington. Those guys are all listed, but they're not mods.
I think it has to do with the last 2 minutes or last 30 seconds of post. So if people are posting a lot,
That could be, but it's supposed to pick up everybody.
It's frustrating.
Because it says participants. Well, maybe that's who's participating in the chat. If you don't participate in the chat, maybe your name doesn't show up. That could be.
Think about it. If you never write in there and you're just lurking, nobody knows you're there.
Yeah, but
So
you
it
would
wouldn't
think the AI would know you're there.
If somebody said hi, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
anyway, who
that's
knows?
It's
So
an
what are
AI.
your thoughts about that possibility of an open Wi-Fi that's being broadcast, from the controller maybe or the drone? See, most Wi-Fi drones, you have to connect the controller to the aircraft, and you have to use the Wi-Fi password to connect those two together.
Yeah.
They talk back and forth via Wi-Fi. So they both send and receive Wi-Fi information.
Right. Okay,
So
let me ask you a question.
If it's an open Wi-Fi, like, say, McDonald's or Starbucks or something like that, that doesn't need a password, could that be a possibility that's the upgrade that they're talking about?
Yeah, it could be. But here. Let me ask two questions. There's actually maybe three. One.
Well, you only get one.
Using Lightbridge or well, I'm going to take as many as I want. So bite me. Okay. So, anyways, now you made me forget what the hell I was going to ask. Okay,
well, you were going to talk about Lightbridge and
OcuSync. Lightbridge and OcuSync. Okay. Now, the question is, if you've got those, And that's how you're communicating from your controller to your drone, correct?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How is the drone sending information back to, say, China? Are they
That's
using
all
a
done.
Wi-Fi
That's
connection?
done through
or
your app. That's done through your app.
your app.
Yeah,
It's
that's
done
the
through
only.
your app.
That's the only way
So,
it can happen.
if the app, the Go 4 app, correct?
Because the Go apps are the only ones that know where you are, where your drone is, and
Right.
what's going on between you and your drone.
Okay, so with the flip of a switch on the Go 4 app, they could send that information out. Now, how secure is the Go 4 app?
How
That's the
secure is
question, because
anything?
that's what would be sent. Well, I'm saying that's something to think about. I'm not. It's a rhetorical question. It's the fact that if the Go 4 app is sending out information back to China, through whatever system,
Mm-hmm.
and it's probably through your phone's Wi-Fi. So if you're running a VPN, it should be protected. Okay, because any app on your phone cannot be hacked unless you're in an open setting and then you run a VPN. Okay, that's the first one. The second one comes up with Art and I were talking today, and he was trying to use his Eishun or whatever, the little GoPro knockoff camera.
Mm-hmm.
He was trying to do it the way you said it. He had problems with. He got confused, and so I clarified for him. For example, my phone is using a cell signal to send information out.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I'm not hooked up to Wi-Fi. When I'm out and about going down the road, it's going through my cell signal. Okay, but he was talking about, how do I hook up the camera? And I said, it's real simple. He says, because my phone uses my Wi-Fi. I said, only if you're in the house. If you go outside, that phone's using a cell tower. Okay, then you connect, and I can do it because I can connect my phone via Wi-Fi through the I did it today, or the other day, messing around with my new forward-facing camera, my dash cam.
Mm-hmm.
I can hook up my Wi-Fi through that, and they're connected, but yet this is still sending signals out to wherever it needs to get, because the signal it's sending out is going through the cell service. So the only reason you would have a problem out there that I can see, going back to the controller situation, is if you're in an area and you have it set to go to Wi-Fi. Now, if the app is on, and it's sending a signal, it's picking up this information from Lightbridge, bringing it back to your phone, okay, then sending it through your cell signal out to China. Well, unless they can hack it, they'd have to get into your telephone service company, service
Right.
connection.
Right.
Okay, so that's where I think that's what he was trying to say the other day, Greg, was about the app isn't going to tell you where your phone is, because unless you are running your phone strictly on another Wi-Fi, in other words, you're standing right in front of your house and you're using your inside Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
But
you
you're not
can't.
using Wi-Fi when you're out. You're using cell signal.
Yeah, and your Wi-Fi can't connect to more than one device at a time anyway, so that wouldn't work anyway. But
Yeah. What do you mean wouldn't work?
well, your Wi-Fi on
What-
your phone can only connect to one source at a time.
Yeah,
Any Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
in fact,
that is true.
can only connect to one source
Yeah.
at a time.
Right.
So
But the app would be sending the signal, not. Remember, we had the discussion about the.
well,
difference
sure,
between
if your
cell
phone
signal
has
and
internet
Wi-Fi.
service, if your phone has internet service, then
No, if it has a cell connection. Because
well, yeah, but it's internet via the
internet
cell.
service.
Internet service and phone
Via the
service are
cell.
two different things. They're two different kinds of signals. right?
They run on the no.
Yep.
We had that discussion once before.
No, the internet
The
and
internet
the phone
is
calling
the way
is
they,
two
the way
different things.
Yes,
But it operates off of the cell tower.
Everything is this because there's
It
not
operates-
a phone out there unless you got a flip phone. There's not a phone out there now that doesn't use data, and that's usually internet and or anything else. So, if you're running an app on a phone, okay, it's using internet service, but it's broadcasting it through the cell tower along the same line.
Well, it's not the same line because the
It's on
voice.
the same carrier wave.
Well, it's on a different frequency even. You've got your internet connection from your phone, and you've got your voice connection. Okay, and if you're out
you
and
can
about,
shut it off. Drone Shots is right. You can shut it off. Yeah.
and if you shut off your
can shut off
internet on your phone, that has no
Right.
effect on your voice because it's a different signal. It's a different frequency. It
they're both
operates
going
from the
out.
cell. It operates from the cell on the cell service to the cell tower, but it's two different things.
Yeah.
And then Wi-Fi is something slightly different than that.
Wi-Fi is completely different. Yeah, Wi-Fi is a short range. It's either 5 or 2.4 gigahertz.
Depending on the
speed.
frequency,
But-
that helps with your range and so forth.
Right.
Yep.
But the fact that the voice used to go on part of the reason they changed a lot of this stuff and they're going to the 4G, the 5G, and the whatever. Those are the frequency ranges that voice and data run parallel to each other. You do not have to have the internet on. You can shut that app off on your phone.
Right.
Yes. But as far as the carrier waves, the things out there in the ethos, that's invisible to us, that is there and beyond my understanding of reality, it's still going out through my number of 869 blah 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 blah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
My data is my if I'm looking up porn on my phone, it's sending those pretty pictures back to me on 869 blah 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 blah.
Right. Right.
Okay? That means it's just the way they maximize or minimize the amount of data you transfer. Voice is data too, but it's set on a different.
Yes, it's on a.
It's still all going out
Yep, and it all uses
on
cellular,
a different
and
carrier wave, but
that's what I
but
said a
all
minute
of it
ago. It's
goes
on a
through a
different
cellular.
frequency. Yeah. So
No.
anyway,
yeah,
it's a different frequency.
I knew what.
The voice
I need
communication
somebody on
and
here
the
that knows this stuff better than I do.
and the internet connection are on the same device, but they're on different frequencies. Otherwise, they'd conflict with each other. You can't have two things happening on one frequency, or you get confliction between the two. Right?
Yeah.
I mean, just like,
you know what
just
you're gonna
like,
do, don't you? Yeah,
I'm going to make you look it up. That's right, because now you're going to go.
Because
Well, see,
because
no, and
now
here's
I'm
my
either gonna-
point. Here's my point. If you and I are talking on the same live stream broadcast, and we both talk at the same time, it conflicts to the to the output, and nobody knows what we're saying. It's
Right,
the same thing.
Yeah.
One
Yeah,
has to
like
talk
Drone
on.
Shot says, it's a different type of data, and
It is.
digital data digital data. They're still going out on the same line. Let's say it was.
Your phone number on your phone is kind of like your IP address on your computer. That's how the
let's say
system
it's
recognizes your
an
phone.
old fashioned telephone. Landline.
Hey, Chris.
We could, we can send data. It's not like a fax line. The old fax lines where you had to. Nobody could call out while you were faxing out. because you were tying up the line for that. It's not like that anymore. We can text and talk at the same time.
Yes.
Because they're two different type of signals,
well, that's
but they're
what
still
I've been
going out
saying.
through the one line.
Well, yeah, but they're also on different
the same
frequencies.
line.
They're on the same line, the same IP address or phone number, if you will, but they're on different frequencies. They have to be.
I just think it's a different type. What you're saying is frequency, and I'm talking about carrier waves, which is it's the microwave because all cell and all information going across a phone goes out on a microwave, okay? And it's just, you and I are saying the same thing. I'm just saying it different.
I think so.
Yeah.
And I had somebody say hello, and somebody asked a question. Chris Hope, hello there, good evening. And Phantom Hodges, Paul, isn't DJI drones broadcast now on Wi-Fi? Not all DJI drones use Wi-Fi anymore. In fact, they only make one right now that even uses Wi-Fi, and that's the Mini. Everything else is old news. The Spark.
No.
They only make one drone right now that uses Wi-Fi, and that's the Mavic Mini. They don't make the Spark anymore.
The Mavic Air?
Yeah, they don't make the
Mavic
Mavic
Air?
Air. They don't make the Mavic Air anymore. I don't imagine they're still making it. I don't think it's available on their website. Somebody said, I heard somewhere they weren't available on their website anymore. You can check and see. And so they've either got them in stock or they're still making them. But either way, for the most part, with the regular consumer drones and prosumer drones, they've moved away from Wi-Fi. So they're basically not making any new stuff with Wi-Fi in it anymore. It's Lightbridge or OcuSync. There's no such thing as a Mavic Air 2, Jaybird, sorry. There's no need for a Mavic Air 2.
Unless they want to make it quieter.
Phantom for broadcasting. Which Phantom? Phantom 4, Phantom 3? Paul, because the Phantom 3 used Wi-Fi. Phantom 4 used Lightbridge.
Wait.
Phantom, I don't think the Phantom 4 Pro has anything Wi-Fi in it. I don't think it does anyway. Because they were bragging about how much better Lightbridge was than Wi-Fi. Heard drone to phone was just DJI showing FPV.
It just says they're out of stock at the moment.
Yeah, which means they're not making it.
But they still show them there, but they're just out of stock.
Yeah, so they're probably not making it. That's what I mean. They're currently not making any new drones with Wi-Fi connectivity except the Mavic Mini. And they've sold a crap ton of those, so I'm not even sure if they're still making them. They've probably got enough made already sitting on a shelf waiting for people to buy them. I don't know. I haven't looked at their inventory lately.
Let's see. Mavic. Let's see what they got listed on their site. They got the Mavic Mini, the Mavic Mini Fly More, the Mavic 2, the Mavic Air, and the Mavic Pro Platinum. That's what they have listed on their site. But they're out of stock of the Mavic Air, which means they're probably going to come out with a Mavic 3, maybe?
Not this year, apparently. And I don't know why they would come out with a Mavic Air 2. To me, that makes no sense, but I guess anything's possible. That dealer that I talked to later last year, said that the Mavic 3 was going to release in January or February, early first quarter, and that was the information he had from DJI, and now DJI is saying there is no Mavic 3 coming this year at all. Or so it says in the rumor mill. So I don't know.
I just saw something pop up about that the other day, but anyways, I can't remember now. Sale on Mavic 2 are still good, and the 3 is delayed. Okay, that's what Jaybird says.
Yeah,
You
if
can
there even
fly
is a
the
3.
Mavic Pro with your phone over. Yeah.
The Mavic
Online
Pro.
would,
They haven't made the Mavic Pro in how many years? Then, you know, I mean,
Right. But they still show it on there, on their site,
well, they might show it, but it's out of stock, right?
out of stock.
That means they're not making it. If they were making it, it'd be in
No,
stock.
it just means
I mean, if they were making
They
them,
may
they'd
have
have them
sent
in
them all out.
stock.
I think I can buy one at Best Buy, though.
A Mavic Pro,
Yeah, I saw one up there.
they might still have some in stock.
Yeah, that
I
might be
saw-
what they're trying to do, is eliminate all the stock that they've got of stuff still left over and start doing a clean run later this year or the beginning of next. Because look, perfect example, Mel. Phantom
They
4.
can't afford to have a bunch of
The
inventory sitting
Phantom
around.
4. Yeah, I know. But the Phantom 4, they were out of stock. Never coming back. It ain't happening. We all said it. And by God, they brought it back. It may be on a limited run, but they brought the thing back.
Well, yeah, but we also know why they ran out of stock on it too, right? Because of that fiasco with their
Well-
parts smuggling operation,
Right.
whatever
the same,
it was.
But they had the same fiasco with all these. Maybe they're just now they wanted to get the Phantom 4 up next, and they were still working on the Mini, and they were really pushing the Mavic 2. So now, who knows? I don't put anything past them. Somebody's going as soon as we
Exactly.
say, oh, they'll never make them again, by God, they're going to make them. I mean, how many times did all of us say, Phantom 4's dead? Get rid, keep your Phantoms because they're never coming back. Damned if they didn't make us a liar.
Yeah. Yeah. But then they only made them available in certain places, right? Like the Mavic B2.0 or the Phantom B2.0 was not available in Australia, I think, or something, somewhere.
No, it was in Australia. They were the first ones to get it.
Oh.
Because the government insisted. Yeah, no.
Well,
Singapore or someplace that, who knows.
yeah.
I'm sure they're not selling a lot to Saudi Arabia and places like that right now because of bad guy situations. I'm probably good. Don't bring that crap in this country. And they're not selling a lot to the U.S. government because we used the last ones the government had to test out the new laser system.
Yeah, right.
That was on Ken Heron's show. Yeah.
Right.
That's where they got all. Those all belong
And
to the
then-
Department of Interior. Oh, target practice.
And then they overruled their own rule by saying, if we run out of drones and we absolutely need one, we can go buy one off the shelf.
Yeah.
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 So,
Well, but I think the Department of Interior, their ruling was separate from the rest of it, because they literally banned the use by the Department of Interior into conversation. And I mean, come on, they can make drones if they wanted to. But
sure they could.
that's just me.
Sure they could.
Yeah.
Better design, longer battery life, longer, better quality 4K video, ADS-B, receivers, umbrella processors. That's a thought.
And like Jim says, Department of Interior and Bureau of Land Management owns a lot more than DJI drones.
Well, sure they
And
do.
there's other manufacturers they can go to. you know.
Yep. And probably have. They spend
Oh,
so
I'm
much
sure.
of our money on all kinds of stuff that we have no idea what they're buying. But anyway.
That's a funny thing. I did see something for a job offer. I'm hearing Judy, but I can't play the feedback.
Oh.
Or I'll get feedback here. But I did see they were doing. They had job openings for pilots with the U.S. government. I forgot where I saw it the other day.
Yeah.
Had a news thing come across, and they're hiring pilots. But they want to train them to do it their way. So.
Yeah. Of course. Okay, so we beat that horse completely to death.
Yeah, that was fun.
How about a new topic? How about
Okay, what do we talk about?
how about we still haven't gotten any submissions for viewer contributions? People that want to share their videos with us and everybody else that may not get to see them. Although we're kind of a small circle of people, we pretty much all see everybody's stuff. But if you'd like to have one of your videos spotlighted on the show, that's the email address you send a link to, 400agl.net at gmail.com. Right, Lloyd?
That's the one right there. If you want to have us tell you how wonderful your videos are, we'll be glad to do it. Or, if you want us to critique it, hey, I'm grumpy. I can critique anything.
And DJI, if you're still listening, and I know you are because I've heard from you, right there's the P.O. Box you need to send me something, 400AGL at P.O. Box 12, Holiday, Tennessee, 38341. And that's not too far from Huntington, Tennessee, where Ken Herron is. So I know you can send it to him, you can send it to me. Come on now, get your act together. Right, Lloyd?
Yeah, like they're going to. You really?
Well, you never know.
What's the old saying?
A guy
Wishing
can dream,
one
right?
hand in.
Oh, hush.
Yeah.
A guy can dream, right?
Yeah. Okay. Well, we'll let you have your delusions.
Well, now you know what? You know what these are, right? Can you see what those are?
No. Oh, Powerball.
Powerball and
Okay.
Megaball?
So,
Now, I didn't
so
win.
how much did you win on those?
Well, I'm not sure. But I did win on both of them.
Oh.
I just got to go
But
cash
you didn't
them
win
in.
the big one.
No, I didn't win the big one. Didn't
You
get
didn't?
the big one. No. So, anyway. But you
that's
can't win
just-
if you don't play once in a while.
I wish you wouldn't say that. 'Cause in a minute, I'm going to be hearing from somebody who said, "See, I told you so."
See there? Look at that. Look at that.
Love you,
Look
dear.
at look
Love
at
you,
them.
Judy.
Look at them things, Miss Judy. Make him go get you some.
Are those Oklahoma? Those look like. Did you get them from Oklahoma or are they from Arkansas?
No, that's Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
But anyway. Yeah, so we talked about I wish Greg would have come in tonight because I'd like to ask him if it's possible.
He had.
I mean, I'm sure it is. I think anyway that it would be possible for them to do a firmware upgrade that would make a Wi-Fi signal broadcast only, not be able to receive data, just send data, right? One-way street,
Yeah.
open, no password. Then anybody with the phone nearby would be able to pick the signal up if they turn on their Wi-Fi. Within how far is Wi-Fi reliable? A couple
I don't know.
thousand feet?
How
You know?
far can you? Yeah, 1,000 feet.
Yeah, not very far. I mean, you can fly a
like
drone
that,
2,000
yeah.
3,000 feet
Right.
on Wi-Fi, but it gets sketchy at that
Yeah.
point. So, and I know
I don't
Wi-Fi
know.
from
I've
the
never
Wi-Fi from the wireless routers, like in your home. Shit, you get
Right.
more than 500 feet away from them, and you're done. So, anyway.
Lon says that's exactly what they're proposing. So.
Well, that's the way I understood it from the video that I watched on it, but that video
Okay.
they put out. But I don't know. We'll I know that I searched
What-
and searched
let
and
me
searched
ask you
for that
this.
app, and it's not available yet.
Yeah, and what are the chances that the average millennial or Generation ZZ or whatever they are is going to be sitting around looking on their phone to find the app where they can find out where other drones are at.
You know what? You never know.
Unless they have their own
Because
damn drone, they probably don't care.
That's all the hell they do is sit on their phone searching things and doing things. So there's no telling.
That's true.
You know? Spring is almost here. Can't wait for longer evenings and more flights. Amen. I second that. Well, Curtis Start didn't stick around very long. I thought he was going to stick around. Broadcast over cellular to service. Yeah. For range, yeah. That's probably very true, Lon. That he darted.
Oh,
Yeah.
geez, yeah.
He darted.
Oh, that wasn't even. That was terrible. Alexa does better jokes than that.
Build my own drone without tracking. Well, apparently she doesn't. You said her name. You woke her up.
Yeah. I did. Yeah, my bad.
So, anyway. Yeah, so if you guys want to send videos in, send links, not the video, to that email address. And I think I can find that here and put it back up on the screen right quick. We'll do it like that, and then we'll hit this button over here so that we don't make Lloyd be quiet in case he wants to say something. So email me a link to your video right there, and we'll play it. Right, Lloyd?
Right.
Do you feel better now?
I do. That's for Lon.
He's been waiting. I know. East Wind Farms, hello, welcome.
He said thanks.
Well, yeah. I'm just, one other thing I did want to talk about real briefly, and then we're going to get out of here. You don't have a cell phone or a drone. Grant doesn't have a cell phone or a drone? Wow.
No.
Imagine that.
I think he's got a cell phone, but it's not a smartphone.
Ah, okay.
He's got like a flip phone or something. Yeah. He ties it to the tail of a kangaroo to generate energy to power it.
So, y'all remember
yes.
I passed my recurrent 107 exam. And the funny thing, thank you very much. The funny thing about the new printout that you get, it is required to be upon your person when you're flying, or at least have it with you, within reach, where you can get to it. But I missed 6 questions, apparently, and the codes for those questions cannot be found. You search all you want, and you come up with all kinds of different stuff, except an FAA question for a drone exam. I don't quite understand how that works, but our government does work in mysterious ways, and they've got this information blocked so that you can't even go back and search for the code and find the question that you missed so that you can figure out and learn why you missed it, right?
Yeah, well, that's typical.
I mean,
Keep
wouldn't
you in
you
the dark.
want to...
Keep you confused.
Wouldn't you want to know what you missed so that you can learn from that? And
Yeah.
right?
Speaking of that, Mel, I want to ask you, what was your score?
83%.
Oh, man, I'm so disappointed.
Why?
Because you said a week and a half ago before you went to take that test, I've always scored in the 90s. You let yourself down, Mel. You've let yourself go. It's just
nonsense. Absolute nonsense. On the practice exam through Remote Pilot 101, which is fantastic. Jason does a great job, him and his team. There was about 10 questions on the real exam that weren't even talked about in the course. I felt blindsided by about 10 questions. questions like
Okay, I'll give you that.
questions like something similar to, you crash your drone and it's destroyed in the crash. What do you do with your registration number for that drone? Do you box the drone up and send it to the FAA to prove that it was destroyed? Or, do you call your grandma and tell her you crashed and tell her what your registration number was? Or do you call the grumpy vlogger and tell him you crashed? I mean, you had 3 answers to choose from. None of them made a whole lot of sense. Hello there, Brian. Thanks for stopping in.
The only reason I would think that you would even have to contact the FAA if you crashed your drone and destroyed it, you should still have a copy of that number somewhere.
I have mine all in a file, and I can log on to my FAA Drone Zone account and select that particular drone, because I'm 107, so all of my drones have registration numbers, and cancel it. There's a cancel option on the thing.
I know.
But that was not an answer option. Yeah.
Jaybird says call Granny. Why not?
That's what that was one of my, so, you can't repurpose it because the number is assigned to the drone when you register it, and you can't repurpose it. You can't reassign it to another drone. If that drone goes away, then you have to cancel that registration number on your account with the FAA.
Yeah, and that question is kind of like, I mean, if it was an aircraft, a manned aircraft, well,
first of all,
you wouldn't have to contact them. They're going to contact you.
Yeah, the NTSB'd be all over that one.
Yeah.
But if you crash your drone in a cornfield and destroy it, there's absolutely no need to even notify the FAA that you crashed it.
Exactly. That's what I would think.
You're only required to report.
Drone, you crashed it.
You're only required to report accidents that cause bodily injury or property damage, to people or stuff. If you crash your drone yourself into the side of a tree, they don't care, Call the drone police over in Riverview. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, that works. Anyway, your 107 certificate, your little blue card that you get in the mail,
right,
from the FAA, when you get your thing done, right? When you do your,
I don't have one.
When you do your duty and you get your card, it has an issue date, but
I usually wipe when I do my duty, but that's something else.
Well, same thing. So, it has an issue date but no expiration date. So, in theory, if you wanted to be a little nefarious, you wouldn't even have to do this. You wouldn't even have to go get your recurrent, because most, probably nearly all, local law enforcement, any other kind of authority, security guard, Joe Public, you show them your card with the issue date and see, I got a card, I'm certified. They're not going to know whether it's expired or not. You know what I mean? So you could have your card and have it for 4 years, 5 years, 10 years, and never renew because it has no expiration date on it.
Well, I think what's going to happen is into today, this week, this month, maybe even this year, you could probably get by with that. Another couple of years, you're going to have these cops that are going to know this stuff, and they're going to look at it and say, wait a minute, let's see your other paper. Because
your other paper
you've had this
has an expiration date on it.
Yeah, and they're going to say, let's see let's see your renewal paper, because this was issued in
62, yeah.
2009. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
This was issued in 2009, and now this is 2019. Guess what, Bubba? We need to see that paperwork that
Yep.
you're current.
Well, see, that's
But
the thing. If
today's-
questioned, and Jim's like, if requested by the police or FAA, you better have it. That's true.
You better
the
have it, yeah.
The FAA is going to know that your card's only good for 2 years. The average law enforcement officer may not know that. So you could show him your card and say, "Yep, see, I got a card," and he may not know the difference. But yeah, they've been to your house. I've never been visited by the FAA. They didn't want to issue new cards. No need to issue new cards. A regular pilot's license, when you get that card, you only get one, and it never expires. Ever. As long as you stay current with what you're required to do to stay current for manned aircraft, and keep your medical card up to date, your pilot's license never expires. And they modeled the drone certification off of the manned aircraft certification. It's really not a license, it's a certification with endorsements kind of like on it. But anyway, but that's exactly right, Jim. If you're asked about it by law enforcement, you better be able to produce it. So that was the other thing I wanted to talk about. There was about 6 or 8 questions or so that I was completely blindsided by on the exam. And I wish I could remember what they were, but it's really kind of good that I can't, because you can get in trouble for doing that, telling people what those things are.
Right.
Let me see what this is all about. Hello, 400 AGL Live.
What you doing?
You're watching my live stream, bonehead. You know what I'm doing.
All right, goodbye.
I think he was trying to be like Greg.
Greg, yeah. Well, that was actually that wasn't Greg either, by the way. That was my son, Patrick.
Oh, okay.
He forgets that I co-host with, so I call him back. I told him I'll call him back after the show was over. So.
Yeah, Jim, I'll call you back here in just a couple minutes. But anyway, no, Lon, I didn't actually. I actually dialed the wrong thing. So, Jim,
well, if you were
read the
if you were
text.
calling
That was
Lon-
sent at 10 o'clock this morning or some stupid thing, for Christ's sakes.
Well, if you were calling Lon, it probably was a butt dial. Think about it.
All right, guys. On that note, oh. On that note, I'm going to pull. Let's see, where is it at? I'm going to pull.
Don't pull the finger, pull the
this one.
plug.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't pull the finger.
Oh, you know what? I want to share something else, and I don't know if I got it prepared to share. Well, I kind of do. You guys see the rotating box up in the top right corner of the output there? 400 AGL with the hashtags and all that on it?
The one I've got here.
Yeah, except the one up in
Or
the
up
corner
above
on the
my
screen
head.
is bigger, and they might see
Yeah.
it easier. But anyway, that image, that's the new coffee cup, guys. I got a place working on it. They're supposed to be getting me a bid for doing coffee mugs.
Cool.
So that's going to be the same thing on the coffee mugs. And I'm going to do the metal
Yeah,
cups
you had
too.
to show yours off, Mel. Yours is bigger. That's what Lon said.
So those will be available for a small under $50 donation here pretty soon. I don't know how much because she hasn't told me how much yet. But anyway. Lloyd?
Yeah.
I know you were busy today and you didn't get up until 2 o'clock this afternoon, and you did Art's show at 1 o'clock. So you were still sleeping.
I woke up in about 30 minutes. I had to take the dog out. I had to,
Yeah.
And then for your show, I was looking up like, oh crap, it's 5:30, and I had not saved the previous number because I was having problems last week.
Right.
And like,
And the
I
previous
was still
one
working on it.
It wouldn't have mattered because I didn't
Yeah.
save it either. So.
Yeah.
So if you
okay.
couldn't get in, I'd have had to give you another new one this week. But anyway.
Yeah.
Thank you all for coming in. Thank you, Lloyd, for coming in with me and being a good sounding
absolutely.
board. And we bounce things back and forth. And I like
Yeah,
the way we
yeah.
debate things sometimes.
We do. We
Hello,
have,
Tim.
You know, we have our moments and we have fun.
We have what?
I said we have our moments and we have fun.
Yeah. We have our moments, all right. Everybody's saying good show. Yeah, that's right. Where's that one? See, I think
you know has friends.
I got one of those. Anyway, better debate than the Democrats. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because at no point did either one of us have a lost and confused look on our face.
I did, but that's my normal look. I'm always lost and confused.
Before I get rid of this, in fact, he's probably already live. Mitch, old guy in a drone, has started his second show of the week, and it's on Sunday evenings right after mine. So he's probably already rolling since it's 2 minutes after the hour, and I run overtime on him. Y'all go visit
Yeah,
Mitch
everybody jump over there and
and say
tell
hello
them we
and
sent you.
tell him we sent you, or tell him we told you not to come there. Well, I don't care. Tell him whatever you want.
Tell them we said hi. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, tell them we're going to sleep now. That's what y'all can tell them. Anyway, thank you, everybody. I'm going to go ahead and let the timer run for 5 for the countdown, but if y'all take off and go over to Mitch's, I'm okay with that. Know you could have been anywhere. I appreciate you being here. Lloyd, thank you. Everybody in chat, thank you. And good night.